Hi everyone, welcome again to another video clip from Teacher Joseph. We're going through my weekly lesson, identifying some idioms and phrasal verbs and other things which we think are worth explaining. So this is the beginning here. It's all about Halloween, and I've been highlighting in yellow some of the words that perhaps we don't know. So we're going to continue going through this. So it says here, the original idea back in the 17th century is that if we dress up as ghosts, no one will know who is alive and who is dead, offering some kind of protection on the night. Here in the UK, we also have a number of people who are pagan or Wiccan. Now, a few of you during the week so far have been asking me questions about what this actually means. So I'm just going to take a moment to explain. Okay, so if I just write here, let's see, paganism and Wicca. Okay, I'll just put them in brackets to avoid any confusion for those of you who are looking at this in years to come, long after I've gone. Right, paganism and Wicca are two very, very popular alternative religions here. Paganism is the respect and the worship of nature, and Wicca is generally associated with the moon, other forms of gods. It was invented, I think, about 150 years ago by a guy called Gerald Gardner, was it? I don't remember really. Wicca is probably the more interesting one of the two because it's some type of form of witchcraft. Now, the word sounds very sensational, but actually it's simply folk magic, I could say. And they use moon cycles to regulate their lives. Very popular with women, and it's considered to be a very good alternative to mainstream religions. Wicca is very popular here. Many people like the idea of being associated in some way with magic. Because of the name, Wicca, that immediately puts it into line with witchcraft, which puts it it gives it an association against the witch burnings. So Wicca in many ways is all about the feminine, the divine feminine, and women find it very attractive. There's many people here practice it. Exactly how many we don't know because some people hide the practice of it, but it's a very good way of regulating your feelings and to be able to express yourself. Paganism's the same. It would be much more attractive for men, uh, otherwise known as druids. You can sometimes see them at Stonehenge on the equinox. For both Wiccans and pagans, the natural cycles of the earth are very, very important. Yeah, so you might laugh and say, oh, how bizarre, Wiccan or pagan, but they're actually very, very common. And Wicca was made famous by that TV show Charmed about the three witches, those three women who were practicing uh, Wicca. I don't know what it's called in your country, but it's the one with Shannon Doherty. It's a very nice TV show. So those are two really big religions here and growing. Halloween for them is a religious observance. Akin just means similar to. Okay, similar to uh, Christmas and becoming fashionable. Halloween has long been associated with magic, and as a child, I do remember seeing things like dead chickens on graves, and more recently, farmers keeping their horses locked up in the night for fear that someone would cut off their tails. There has been a few police reports about that on local media. So it is clear that in the countryside there are people around practicing some kind of magic on that night, but nobody knows who they are or why. Okay, let me just be very clear here. When I talk about Wicca and paganism, that's very different. These are very well respected, organized religious movements. The folk magic isn't. It's more superstitious belief which some people hold. So this idea of breaking into a farmer's property to steal a horse's tail is not in any way related to paganism and Wicca. Okay, just so you know, in case you are trying to make a connection between the two things. Um, uh, let's see. So let's go on. It is clear there are people practicing some kind of magic. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Paganism and Wicca both have a very deep respect for nature, so they wouldn't be killing anything. Okay, but there was at some point, or there still is, some other movement, but I don't know what that is. I did feel a little bit disturbed when I was in the supermarket and the assistant was dressed as an old hag. As her face was hidden, I couldn't see who she was or her facial expressions, and that made me a bit uncomfortable. But it's no worse, I suppose, than dressing up as Santa Claus or people wearing COVID masks. So I don't know why it made me uncomfortable. Um, my feelings towards Halloween are rather ambivalent. Ambivalent, that's a really nice word. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. Um, and we can also use that as a noun as well. Ambivalent and ambivalence. Ambivalence. Okay, so just to quickly go over the meaning, it's when you have two ideas which are conflicting um, about the same thing. Okay, so as much as I like Halloween, I don't like Halloween. That's ambivalence. Okay. I don't like the costumes, but I suppose there's no real harm. Okay. We have another bit to do, but I'll save that for tomorrow. So I guess ambivalent is the big word of today, and also what is Wicca? It's a wonderful, wonderful, well-respected religion here. A lot of people are frightened by it because it's so kind of new, and of course, a lot of uh, Christians would see it as being evil, but it isn't. It's just a natural way of living. Many people here practice it, and we even have shops selling Wiccan supplies. So wonderful, yes. And they're protected by law, as all other religious groups are. That's it from me. So enjoy your day. See you all soon. Bye.